My name is Ariel Tabson, and I am the Public Information Officer for the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Very excited to be here today. We have a wonderful campaign that is launching today called Operation Incognito. This is a huge awareness and enforcement initiative that is taking place today across the state, and we're kicking it off this morning with various partners who have come to support us here from the state level all the way down to the county, the city, and the local level. So we're very excited to have you. We want to thank the media and all of our partners in attendance. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and introduce our speakers and facilitate our press event this morning. So first, you are going to hear from Director Vic Donahoe. He is over the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
First, excuse me, let me say thank you all for being here. Thank you to the multi-purpose staff for arranging for us to be inside instead of outside today at a last minute's notice. It makes it much better on everyone being inside as we kick off this campaign here in Middle Tennessee and all across the state, Operation Incognito. Also, the Operation Incognito is in conjunction with National Traffic Incident Response Week in partnership with TDOT to increase awareness of the move over law. It's not only about distracted driving, but it's about moving over. The law changed in a lot of rural counties. A lot of drivers do not understand that you have to move over if there's a vehicle on the side of the road with flashing lights. That includes a bucket truck, our electric workers, our co-op workers. It also includes most importantly, our police officers that are out here with blue lights on. And I just looked on the Twitter yesterday and saw where a highway patrol car had been hit in the rear by a distracted driver as they were stopped assisting a motorist. Fortunately, no one was injured, but it is important that we move over. Indulge me just for a minute as I thank our many, many partners that are here today. AAA and State Farm, Federal Highway Administration, Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, Nissan of Cool Springs, Operation Lifesaver, TriStar Trauma Outreach, Vanderbilt Trauma Outreach, Walk Bike Nashville, the Tennessee Electric Cooperative Association, Dave Callis, Executive Vice President, General Manager's here, Tennessee Motor Vehicle Commission, Paula Shaw's here, the Tennessee District Attorney General's Conference, Linda Walls and Terry Wood, Tennessee Department of Commerce and Insurance, Tennessee Department of Health, Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security, Tennessee Highway Patrol, and all our local law enforcement, Metro Police, White House Police Department, and many others that are here today. In addition to today's event, 4 separate bus tours are taking place around Middle Tennessee. That's Montgomery County, Rutherford County, Sumner County, and Williamson counties. And these counties are taking it upon themselves to combat distracted driving, along with our Operation Incognito. Additionally, we have partnered with the Department of Tourism. The Department of Tourism and Department of Transportation are allowing us to put up banners and signs within the rest areas, our welcome centers all across the state. And these banners signify that this is Operation Incognito, Stop Distracted Driving, and also the Move Over Law. Pay attention to the Move Over Law. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner David Perkey, Commissioner of the Department of Safety and Homeland Security. Commissioner Perkey is no stranger to law enforcement, no stranger to public service. He's been in public service 38 years. He's been a state trooper, a TBI agent, most recently serving as county mayor, military, and Homeland Security Director for the state of Tennessee, and currently in his capacity as Commissioner of Department of Safety and Homeland Security. Commissioner Perkins.
Thank you, Vic. Thank you, Vic, and good morning. I have had a very good 38-year career. My wife likes to tell people that I've had trouble holding a job over the years. I've had so many different jobs, but what a crowd. It's wonderful to come in here on a dreary morning and see all of our partners. Good to see all the Metro Motors. Metro is a very important partner of ours. They do a heck of a job of policing this metropolitan area. And all of our local partners, sheriff departments, police departments, campus police, we have so many partners that we work with. A couple weeks ago, I was coming off a ramp near Church Street here in Nashville. A black Charger came past me at a high rate of speed. And as I was merging onto the interstate, I saw debris flying everywhere in front of me. The Charger had hit another car in the rear. Obviously, I was the first one there. I found the subject driving the car in the lower right floorboard. It had thrown him into the floorboard, no seatbelt. And when I got to him, there was a lot of damage. He said, immediately, he said, "I'm sorry, this was my fault. I was on my phone." That's the first words out of his mouth. And the next words were, "Can you help me get out of this floorboard?" But it was just a stunning example that happened right in front of me of what distracted driving will do. We know we shouldn't text. It's against the law. We know we shouldn't email. We know we should use Bluetooth if we're going to use a telephone. So at least you can have a clear vision of what's going on and have your hands free. But this is an opportunity with Operation Incognito. You know, incognito means you're there, but you're unseen. And this has been a very successful program for our department, the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. It originated out of a staff idea, and we've been able to ramp it up each year. And what you see behind us with the vehicle that we have now wrapped is another example of how we're doing that. So thank you for being here. Thank you to the media. You know, obviously you help us. We couldn't get this message out without you all. We have a strong media presence here this morning. It means a lot to us. We appreciate you. I know you got a lot on your plates. So thank you for being here, and thank you for honoring us by being here this morning. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to introduce our next speaker, who is going to be B.J. Bobo, representing the Middle Tennessee Electric Company.
Good morning. Being with Middle Tennessee Electric now since 2005, we're excited to be a part of this campaign to make drivers aware of the law, the move over law, and the distracted driving. We deal with many hazards daily, being on the side of the road, not only in our job with high voltage, extreme weather conditions, but distracted drivers is one of our most dangerous hazards. We set up a work zone. We have signs, barricades, flaggers, and still we have distracted drivers coming through a work zone, don't pay any attention. We've had cones, vehicles, and even employees hit by distracted drivers over the past few years. And we're excited to be a part of this so that we can make drivers and Tennesseans aware of this law and that it's very serious from our end of things, just as it is with EMS, the highway patrol, first responders, paramedics. We may be not out actually responding to the accident because of an injury. We're there to try to get lights on, and we want to make people aware that when our lights are there and flashing, we need you to get over also.
Thank you. Our next speaker is going to be James Hutcherson. He is the Lieutenant Colonel of the Tennessee Highway Patrol.
Thank you, and good morning to everyone. I'd specifically like to begin by thanking our partners that are present here. We have many different partners that make this campaign a success. But I'd specifically like to mention the news media. And the reason why is because you're such a vital component to making this program a success. You see, last year, the Tennessee Highway Patrol issued nearly 20,000 distracted driving citations. And that was a 30% increase over 2016. Thus far, in 2018, at the end of October, we had exceeded the amount we had written in citations all last year. We're already over 21,000 citations this year. But yet the problem is still a pervasive one in our communities. So we know that to make the biggest inroad on public safety is through public awareness. And that's where you become such a vital component and such a big asset to this program. So I look forward to having a very successful program this week. Safety spread throughout the different communities across Tennessee, and you guys are certainly a big part of that, and I thank you for being here today.
Thank you. And now we have a very special speaker. He is Dr. Roger Nagy, who is a trauma surgeon with TriStar Medical. He's going to say a few words for us.
Again, I'd just like to thank everyone for being here and letting us participate. As a trauma surgeon, both I've been here and in Colorado. It's one of the hardest things we do. We don't get a chance to see necessarily the accidents, fortunately, but we see the results. And to think that 1,000 people are injured every day because of distracted driving in some way is scary. And the more I can do to put myself out of a job with this, the better. I could talk about stories of what we do to ourselves, what we do to other people, with the decisions we make, like distracted driving. But the thing that's most impactful to me is having to talk to parents about what happened to their children because of the decisions they made. Having to tell the loved ones of someone that someone made a bad decision and took away their dreams. I swear, if I never have to do that again, that'd be pretty fantastic, and this would be well worth it. So thank you again.
Thank you, Doctor. And to really round out the remainder of our press event, we have invited very special individuals to come and share a personal impact story. This is Mr. Doug and Mrs. Pat Rawls.
Thank you. 16 days ago was October 28th, and 3 days after that was October 31st, Halloween. Just any other days to most people, but to us, those days are stark reminders. On October 28th of 2009, our son Brian was killed, and 3 days later, on Halloween 2009, we laid him to rest. That beautiful October day 9 years ago started pretty much like any other day. Put the dog on a leash, went outside to enjoy the day, and there were 2 state troopers in front of our house. And they approached me and they said, "Are you Brian Rawls' mother?" And I knew they didn't have good news for me, and indeed they did not. They said that Brian had been killed that morning. I said, "Well, what happened?" And they said that he was on his way to work on I-40, and a young lady going the opposite direction on I-40 crossed the median and hit his car head-on, and he was killed instantly. So I said, what on earth could have caused someone to cross a median on I-40 and hit him? And he told us that she was distracted by her cell phone.
Brian was really looking forward to his life. He loved life more than anyone I ever met, probably. What his new job would bring, if he'd get married, have children, but he never got that chance. He was 23 years old when he was killed by a young woman who thought it was safe to use her cell phone while driving. This tragedy could have easily been prevented. All it would have taken was for that young woman to make a responsible decision to not use her phone while driving. Just one person can make a difference. These are individual decisions that we make. Just one person can make a definitive choice to drive responsibly. And that goes for anyone hearing this today. We're very grateful to have been invited here today. We're grateful to our State Highway Patrol, and they take enforcement so seriously, and applaud their efforts to do what they can to enforce our laws. The lengths to which they go and have to go are pretty apparent. That speaks volumes. Colonel Tracy Trott, who just recently retired as head of the Highway Patrol, actually testified in front of the legislature a couple of years ago, asking them to enact a law making the use of any kind of handheld device illegal while driving. But our legislators did not act. They thought they knew better. Today, 16 states, the District of Columbia, and 3 U.S. territories ban the use of handheld devices while driving. Tennessee legislators must catch up to reality. They need to know what's going on and pass appropriate laws. But until that time, we all need to make those individual decisions every time we get in a car and be accountable to ourselves and to others when we drive. Very important. Thank you to the Governor's Highway Safety Office, to the Tennessee Highway Patrol, to all of our law enforcement officers here today for making this a priority in so many ways.
This is going to conclude our press conference. I also want to thank TDOT and the help trucks that are out there every day. I think it's about a year ago this December when one of their help truck operators was changing a flat tire on I-40 westbound and was struck by a vehicle and ultimately passed away. So we will encourage everyone to follow the law, voluntarily follow the law. Move over, put your phone down, and pay attention. And let's put brakes on fatalities.